Guys, I'm sorry. It's time to bring hope. Hope is very dangerous. A very dangerous thing, especially right now for Street Fighter 6. But we have hope. And a lot of people are going to be talking about this today, so we might as well discuss it now. So let me jump straight to it. Kumite has been announced for 2024 in New York for Street Fighter 6. And if you read the fine print, I'm just going to go straight to it. It says, a total of 16 players will duke it out on Capcom's Street Fighter 6 Season 2. In brackets. Season 2? What does that mean? And the date for this tournament is on Saturday, March 16th. So maybe they let something slip here, and there is a possibility that Season 2, implying either all the characters will be released, so Ed and Akuma, or it implies that the balance patch will be released for Season 2 as well. Now, there's going to be a lot of counterpoints to this, so don't worry, I'm going to try to bring everything up here. But this could potentially be very, very exciting, that there could be a whole bunch of announcements at Capcom Cup. The absolute dream scenario would be Akuma and Ed both simultaneously released. So they're ready to rock and roll for the Kumite with the balance patch. That would be explosive announcement. So let's dial it back here. There might be some hints for this, right? I'm gonna keep stirring the pot here. And one big hint is this very mysterious post from the Street Fighter Twitter showing artwork of Akuma during New Year's. This was very random because we have not seen anything for Ed at this point. We know more about Akuma than Ed, even though Akuma is the final character, which is crazy. Why would they show Akuma? Everyone got confused, and now everyone thought Akuma was the next character. But now this kind of all ties in. So, the gears are turning. It has been quite the slow drought of content. We've been getting drip fed like crazy, guys. I mean, at the beginning of Street Fighter 6, back in when it came out on June 2nd, we got Rashid right away, right before Evil, right at the end of July, which was like right away, less than 2 months we got Rashid. And then boom, another 2 months later, we got Aki at the end of September. So since Aki's release, if you don't count like the Costume 3s, which came out I think December 1st, right? Then we've been having nothing for months, right? Aki came out at the end of September, and then we have October, November, December, January. We know Ed's not coming out this month because it's already halfway through January. 4 months. And if the Ed doesn't come out until after Capcom Cup, that'll be the end of February. 5 months, almost half a year, waiting for a character release on the very first season of Street Fighter 6. Remember, guys, after the Game Awards, when Street Fighter 6 won Fighting Game of the Year, Nakayama said, "We will not be complacent." What did he mean by that? Did he mean we have to wait 5 months? Maybe. But seriously though, like, oh man, I really, like, the worst case scenario, I think for sure we'll get Ed. No matter what, we'll get Ed. But it'd be so sick if like we waited all this time and everything kind of released all at once. Don't forget too, like, balance patch wise, the whole reason why we wait yearly for a balance patch is because of the CPT season itself. And after Capcom Cup is finished in February, it doesn't matter when they release the balance patch pretty much. There's no CPT season going until Evil begins, right? Which is coming a little earlier this year at the end of July. However, Season 2, Street Fighter 6 came, or Street Fighter 5 came out at a different time. Street Fighter 5 came out when? February 16th? And so it kind of aligned better because Street Fighter 5 came out in February, Capcom Cups ends in February, and then boom, it's like the year anniversary. Everything is like all neat and tidy. We got a balance patch, and then all the characters are released by then. So like if you look at the timeline, the old timeline for Street Fighter 5, you can see the majority of the characters are all out right away. Akuma was the beginning of the second season. So you can see by September, even months ahead of Capcom Cup, all the Season 1 characters were out by then. So maybe it might be the same case with, because the anniversary of Street Fighter 6 is in June, we might have all the characters out right away in February. It'd be really, really cool. I'm more looking forward to the balance patch than anything, because I think the meta is getting pretty stale now, man. If you think about it, yeah, Street Fighter 6 hasn't been out for a year, but if you include the beta tests, man, that we've been playing it for like over a year, man. We really need to change a pace and some more character variety. If we look at like the Capcom Cup character variety now, like half of the entries is all like Luke and Ken right now. And DJ. It's crazy, and some sprinkle with some JP in there. So it would be such an amazing opportunity for Red Bull to show off the biggest like competitive tournament of season 2 right away and show us the new meta of the game in March 16th. I'm sure they probably coordinate with Capcom as well, so that'd be very, very exciting if we even got to show off some brand new characters, and that would make the summer coming up super sick. Another thing too, we're gonna get a little into the data mining rumors and leaks part of it now, and we had artwork that we thought was a fake render of Ed. If you look at this picture, dude, this picture looks terrible. Okay, it looks so photoshopped, it looks AI generated, but apparently this is apparently real. It actually was uploaded to the Steam database. Okay, legit. So that's kind of confusing. And this was a while back, all right? This was like back in the December. So Capcom is preparing for I apologize. Capcom was preparing something with Ed here, but maybe, I know this is gonna sound crazy, maybe Capcom couldn't release Ed in December. Maybe because right now there's a fighter pass for Capcom Cup. Fighter pass going on right now, but why would we have a fighter pass for Capcom Cup when Capcom Cup's in February? Why are we getting December? It's a month too early, right? Maybe Ed and of course Akuma are already tuned for season 2. Maybe Capcom nerfed Drive Rush. Maybe these characters can't handle the season 1 octane, and Ed had to be delayed, and they had to dial it back and wait for the balance patch first in February. Maybe that's why. So ever since Ono kind of well, let's just say disappeared, Ono's last hurrah was back in 2018 with the release of Kage. Oh, Kage, sorry, this is going on YouTube, I gotta say Kage. So you can see right after, things changed as soon as Monster Hunter CEO man took over in 2019. Look at this drought of characters, boom. And then Burst, right? And then it's been a drought since. On this last timeline, it's not including, you know, Luke and Akira, etc. And so we can kind of see like a pattern here. We don't know. Street Fighter 6 has really changed things up content-wise, how everything is released. So it's hard to like base it just off of Street Fighter 5. So we're gonna see what happens. If we also look back on the DLC, and we check way back here, Capcom had to talk about these characters early because one, they sold the ultimate pass and people have to know what they're paying for. They're not going to do that silhouette stuff anymore. And on top of that, with the leaks of all the character roster, Capcom had to get this out of the way. Look at Ed. I can't wait. I hope they make him a charge character. Vesper, apologize. Hope they get rid of his fireball. Okay, so we see all the DLC characters, and boom. Here we are. Ed comes out in winter 2024, and Akuma comes out in spring. Now, it implies that Akuma is coming later. But is March, guys, one of the months of spring? Question mark. Could Capcom be, I don't know, pulling our leg here and coming up with a surprise? Early spring, yes. So it is a possibility. So we have more information here. More hints. This is becoming more of a possibility. Another thing too, it's really strange because like the other way Capcom could do this is Ed comes out, no matter what, I think we're getting something in February, guys. It's just been too long, 5 months. No matter what, we're getting like probably Ed is the most likely bare minimum thing we're getting. But with Ed, it would be awkward. Like, do they release the balance patch before Akuma? It would make more sense to release the balance patch after Akuma or at the same time. So it is, the Akuma part is really awkward. It would seem likely that Akuma would come before the balance patch. Now, if the balance patch comes out in, let's say, the latest Capcom can release it is in June. That is the anniversary of Street Fighter 6, right? June 2nd. That is so close to EVO. Because remember, EVO's coming earlier at the end of July. And that gives pros like, you know, less than 2 months with the new meta. Pros won't even know what characters they're going to be playing. We don't know if they're going to drop their main or if they're going to stick with their character if they get nerfed. For example, Ken, JP, you know, DJ, these are likely characters that are getting nerfed. Luke as well. So I don't know. I think they should give the pros as much time as possible. I think that balance patch should roll out honestly right after Capcom Cup. Give maximum amount of time. Now, if you look at this tweet right here, we can see Outfit 3 for Year 1 characters will be released at the same time as the 4th character, Akuma. This is another interesting thing too, because it says as the 4th character, implying that Akuma's coming last. But once again, Capcom can trick us and release both characters. The problem is here, like, we're hoping, right? We want both these characters to be released at once. We want that surprise. So there's so much conjecture here when I'm looking at all the past kind of evidence and trying to deduct what's going on. But if they did release Akuma and Ed at the same time, guys, in February, that would be such an insane update for Street Fighter 6 because the balance patch would have to be right around the corner. They would have to come with the new stages. Remember, the pass says we're getting 2 new stages for Street Fighter 6. We haven't even got 1 yet. So that means they're probably tied to Ed and Akuma, like an Ed stage and an Akuma stage. So that's 2 stages, 2 characters. They're costume 3s together, and then a balance patch, all that rolling out. And then we have season 2 to look for, and whatever that roster is going to be. You know, Capcom will probably be talking about that during, you know, not E3, but, you know, the Game Awards and all that for the summer. There's a lot here. It's more likely they're going to spread it out, you know, Ed, 2 months, Akuma, 2 months, balance patch, or balance patch, and then Akuma, and then it leads up to EVO, and then we have the summer to look forward to for season 2. Or once again, in June, during the anniversary of Street Fighter 6, season 2 begins right away, and then we might get the first season 2 character as early as the end of July, just like Rashid came out, and everything ties in. Also, another thing too is just the suspicious month of January. You know, like Tekken 8 is coming out in January, on January 26th, and I really thought Ed would be released the same day as Tekken 8 because Capcom and Namco, they are in communication with each other. They knew the release dates of each other's games. They mentioned that in an interview. In fact, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 were actually supposed to both come out on the same day on June 2nd last year. But they decided to delay Tekken 8 till next year. So that means Capcom knows ahead of time, and strategically, from a market point of view, it makes sense to release Ed at the same time as Tekken 8 as a little distraction, but they didn't. So this would make sense, like, if they were releasing everything at once. We'll have to see. Very, very, very exciting. But like I said, even if they don't, I'm just looking forward to a new character, man. It's just been too long, man. It's been 5 months. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 has sold 3 million copies, man. Super, super exciting. Man, when Ed comes out, that character is going to be milked bone dry on content, bro. It's going to be crazy. All the content creators have been waiting for a new character for so long, man. Another thing too is the battle pass, guys. That's gonna be a little awkward too. Let's say Ed and Akuma come out at the same time, and they have to release the fighter pass for February. What's it gonna be? They can't say, you know, every time a new character comes out, there's a fighter pass for that character, right? That's how we get information. So if they just say Ed, it'd be kind of awkward if Akuma releases, and then we get the Akuma fighter pass right in March. Maybe that's what happens. But another thing too, if we get a fighter pass, guys, for February, and it's not Ed or Akuma, it's just a generic fighter pass, then that almost, in my head, that guarantees that they're going to release Ed and Akuma at the same time. Because that would be just way too suspicious. It means they're trying to, like, hold back that information. Yeah, man, the announcement of this Red Bull Kumite really stirred up the pot. You can see people are hungry for those patch notes, man, and for new content. And it's fun doing those wishlist videos, but maybe I gotta speed those up now. Maybe season 2 is coming sooner than later. I can't wait.